I'm going to do a really unscripted comparison of my Coyote 60 horse and the John Deere 4720 66 horse. The model year on the John Deere was 2013 and the Coyote was a late 14, and they didn't make any changes to 15. I know the John Deere didn't make any changes to 14 for sure. Anyways, I'm just calling it like I see it. I got nothing against John Deere's. They're a great tractor. So I know some John Deere guys are going to defend the John Deere's, which is fine. It's a very capable tractor. All of the newer ones are very capable, but I just call it like I see it. I made this while I was actually using the Coyote. I also made a little spreadsheet while I had both of them, comparing them. I wish I had done a side-by-side, but I didn't. But anyways, I just call it like I see it. Very little of this is opinion. It's just simple facts on basically option differences and why I like them. So I've owned a John Deere 3720, that's a 37 horse. I owned a 4720, 66 horse, and now I own the Kioti NX6010, which is a 60 horse. I put 500 hours on the first John Deere, 500 plus on the second John Deere, 260 on the Coyote, and believe me, I've worked the piss out of them tractors. There's not much that I haven't done with all three of those tractors. And the 4720 I had in the shop probably 5, maybe 6 times. It was all warranty stuff. The water pump was leaking, the rear hydraulics quit working to lift the 3-point hitch. It needed a new hood because the hood didn't line up right and the exhaust was melting the hood. It had a leak in the oil pan, and there was 1 or 2 other small things that they took care of under warranty. The Coyote, I've had it in once so far. I broke the cable on the loader, and of course they repaired it under warranty. The Coyote tiller did quit on me, but I'm not going to go into implements, and I think I know why that happened, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Just the tractors. So see what you think. Let me know one way or the other. That's fine. Also at the end I put that spreadsheet in there. It's just a real hasty document that I typed some notes comparing the two while I've been using them. So I'll list that at the very end just so you can kind of look at it. So if you're buying a tractor and this helps in any way, shape, or form, then that's great. Otherwise it's just informational purposes based on very real world projects that I have done. Thanks. A lot of questions why I like the Coyote better. There's a whole host of reasons better than the John Deere, but here's just one of many. Okay, I got it lifted as high as it can go with the regular lift. Okay, there, now it's as high as it'll go, but with the draft control you can get a lower low and a higher high on it, which really helps. Like right now that spade is dragging on the ground. So I'm going to pull this all the way up and I'll show you how it's going to go even higher yet. You see that? It gave me another, I don't know, 4 inches or so. And a lot of applications, that means a great deal. So just one of the many things that I like better about the Coyote. Another simple one, the 4-wheel drive. The electronic push button, where the John Deere is shift lever. It's kind of touchy sometimes getting it in and out of gear. There's just a couple of things. Well, I guess you got me on the subject. Speakers. This has speakers all around. John Deere only has them up in the front. Automatic PTO, that's a huge one. You got your standard PTO where you pull it and you start running, but if you put automatic PTO on, there's the button right there. That means when you lift your implement, it'll turn the PTO off automatically, and then as soon as you lower it, it'll start it back up. Very convenient. Well, just another little thing. It's got a defrost and a person vent. So you got more vents around, and you could put it on either all defrost, all on the person, or a combination of both. Another little thing that's nicer than the Deere was. All right, here's the outside controls, which brings me to another reminder why I like the Coyote better. I paid extra for the rear SCVs. On the Coyote, there's a detent in the cab on each of these, so you basically open it so it's flowing all the time. What that does is I got live juice flowing through this mechanism right now, so when I pull these levers, it actuates the blades. The John Deere, I paid extra, same thing like this. I thought I could use this, I couldn't. I needed another $1,200 setup that's called Power Beyond. So just another thing that I like better. Let's see if you can see this. Yet one other small thing I like about the Coyote, the hood. All right, it's got 2 hydraulic cylinders that lifts it up and holds it for you. The John Deere has one of those goofy you know, sticks that you got to put in place. So just adding to the list. Here's another thing I like on maintenance. We got these 2 screens on the Coyote. All right, one goes on these tabs to prevent one of these coolers. There's 3 different coolers here. Actually, there's 4. And the other larger one goes on these tabs and protects this radiator. The 4720 didn't have any screens at all. The smaller John Deere's had 1 screen. And these were just caked with grass clippings and things like that. So these are accessible and easy to spray off. And one of the 4720's coolers was tucked in where you could hardly even spray it off with a hose. These all have a nice, about a 1 to 2 inch gap, so I can spray with the hose and clean them out. Just another thought out thing that Deere just didn't seem to get. While I'm on maintenance, there's the oil filter. I changed the oil myself on the Coyote. The hydraulic filter is the same way. It's a thread-on filter. That I know for sure on the Deere. I changed that once and you had to take the pan off and get really, really messy. And I don't remember how the oil was on the John Deere because I didn't do that myself. But I know the oil and the hydraulic filters are easy access so that you can do more maintenance yourself on the Coyote. Another small thing I like about the Coyote, better than the John Deere, is the wiper spray. It's coming from the top. There you got 2 streams coming downward with gravity. The John Deere has 1 stream, and I believe it comes from the bottom or even from the wiper itself, and it really didn't work that well. And another thing, the air conditioner works much better in the Coyote. In the really hot, it is nice and cold. In the John Deere, when it got really, really hot in the summer, it just couldn't keep up. Just a bunch of them little things that I like better on the Coyote. Thought of another thing on the passenger, the second door. Coyote has a hydraulic cylinder, John Deere doesn't. I remember that for certain. Just another small thing. Difference, I'm 90% sure that on the Deere these external screens were plastic, where they're metal here on the Coyote. And you could see already I got a big dent there, something going on here, and look at here, I got a big hole in one of my screens, but it protected the cooler down in there. I'm not sure, I don't see if anything poked through, so that might have just been an anomaly hole. But anyways, these screens here are all metal. And I'm pretty sure on the Deere those weren't metal because I was surprised. I can't say that for 100% though, but these screens here, I really like them and make the maintenance much easier.